I've been on Mint Mobile for the last 5 years, and I enjoy the service a lot, but I do see other YouTubers and people covering the service having like an honest and a very real concern. It's about how their data is utilized. They say that the data is being utilized quicker than they expected. And I'm going to talk about that along with how the service actually works, what they offer, and if it's really a good deal or not. So let's go ahead and get into it. What's good, everybody? It's your boy Everton, and yeah, I've been on Mint Mobile for the last 5 years. They run on T-Mobile's infrastructure. They're owned by T-Mobile, so T-Mobile's known for having a very vast 5G network. I can't recall the last time I've seen a 4G LTE signal like icon on my phone. So, it's a very interesting plan, and I enjoy the coverage and the service. Now, the one thing about Mint Mobile is that they do offer plans in bulk. So when you want to buy, you can either buy in 3, 6, or 12 months, and they're always having some kind of intro sale. But they do have an affiliate sale. I'm an affiliate with Mint Mobile, and they gave us a coupon code. If you want to get 30% off, you can actually use a coupon code that's linked in the description of this video, and also it'll be in the pinned comment, and there's also a link to Mint Mobile. You can just click on that link and it'll take you right over there. But yeah, that takes the 5 gigabyte plan that usually costs $15 a month down to about $10.50 per month. So it's pretty dope. But let's go ahead and talk about how the service works. So the big call out is that, well, they offer plans with allotments of data, so you can go 5, you can tear up from there, and they also have an unlimited plan. Now, there's also one other plan, it's called unnecessary plan, that they offer. That's if you really need like a lot of data. But the thing about all the plans that go up until you get to, so this is not including the unlimited plan, is that, those plans offer data speeds when you're streaming uncapped. I mean, you can do 4K 60 frames per second. You could do just regular 4K, 2K, 1080, and they won't have any restriction on that. Now, this is different once you get to the unlimited and above. If you go to the unlimited plan, which a lot of people go because they don't want any restrictions, all of a sudden, Mint Mobile implies something that's kind of like a network restriction. When you're trying to stream like YouTube or Netflix, you're going to get like throttled down to about standard quality or 480p resolution. Now, this is a issue for some people, or I won't call it an issue, but it's a concern because, if you come onto Mint Mobile and you want the 5 gigabyte plan, you want a really cheap plan, and then you go on YouTube and stream 4K 60 frames per second, you're going to have a really great time for about maybe 30 minutes, and then your service is going to use up all your data, and then the rest of the time it's going to really suck. This happens for every plan up until the unlimited plan, right? You're not going to have that unlimited, unrestricted freedom on the unlimited plan. They will throttle you down. Now, why is this important to know? Well, you can have a really bad experience, and your service will slow down significantly after you reach your data allotment. Now, after you reach your data allotment, let's just use the 5 gigabyte plan as an example. So if it's 5 gigabyte plan for $15, that means when we break it down, each gigabyte is going to cost you $3, right? $3 per gigabyte. If you run out of data, right, and you just need another gigabyte to get you through, you can actually purchase an additional gigabyte of data to get you through the rest of the month, but it's going to cost you $10. That's over a 300% markup. The margins are way better for Mint Mobile, and that's how they make way more profit. The margins are what actually matter in this business. So think about it, right? If you have the 5 gigabyte data plan, Mint Mobile removes any restriction and you can stream to your heart's content. You can get to your 5 gigabyte threshold a lot faster. And a lot of people are making the consistent complaint, man, I'm burning through a lot of data really quickly, like faster than some of the other carriers. It's not that Mint Mobile is out here like trickling extra data away from you. In fact, there are months where I carry multiple carriers on the same phone. So there are months that I don't use Mint Mobile at all, and it still has 5 gigabytes there at the end of the month. It's not stealing data from you and just trickling it down from you. No, you are using a lot more data subconsciously or unawarely. Is that a word? But you're unaware that you're using so much data because it opens up the floodgates for you. That can lead to some higher costs with more profit margins for Mint Mobile. And they're in on it. They know that this is an incentive for you to purchase an additional gigabyte or potentially upgrade your plan. But when it comes to the quality of the data, it's actually pretty great. Like, I'll tell you that. Like I said, like they take off the guardrails for everything. When it comes to surfing the web and things like that, I mean, it's just really fast. fast data. I get service a lot of places. I'm never really, I'd say 99% of the time I'm good. The data isn't prioritized as well. So what that basically means is that, if the network is crowded, right? Like you're at a baseball game or a basketball game or some kind of like sporting event, concert, things like that. And a lot of people are on their phone using their data, you'll have less speed available to you. Now, it's low priority, which means that you'll still have some data, it just won't work very well, and it may not be an enjoyable experience depending on how crowded the situation is. Now, I'm gonna tell you that more recently I've had a better experience, but back in the day it used to be really bad. Now it's more like, I can get through it, right? So there is that. But once you run out of data, though, I just want to make sure that you're aware of this. You definitely want to get the appropriate amount of speed, because after you run out of data, it's usable, but it's frustrating. So definitely make sure that you have the amount of data that you need. Also, if you go to an unlimited plan, like I said, it's gonna cap you down to about standard quality display when you're going to, stream Netflix and YouTube and things like that. The way that I get around it is I use a VPN. I use NordVPN because, it's simple, it's cheap, and it's available on multiple devices, and it has a bunch of cities that I can connect through and other countries. So sometimes there are restrictions in Texas that I can't see certain stuff. So I definitely do use a VPN. But yeah, that's how I get around it. The call quality, just really want to quickly go over that. Yeah, it's fine. No issues at all. It's fine. They've got that on lock, so they're good. So there are some other perks that we do have since they've been bought by T-Mobile, and one of them that's really good for me is like the call scamming blocking. It automatically kicked in, and even my mom, who has Mint Mobile, she was like, yeah, I noticed I get a lot less scam calls all of a sudden. And yeah, it's true, like they're working behind the background to kind of stop all those scam calls from coming in. So yeah, I'm definitely appreciative of that. But outside of that, the service is really good. Data speeds are really fast. The app also is pretty intuitive and simple to understand. You can manage your account through there. They also have a family plan that they offer. They also do have live customer service. That way, if you have like an actual issue, you want to speak to a human being, you can actually do that. Taxes and fees are not included on there, so just definitely take that into account, that you'll have to pay a little bit more than the advertised pricing, but it's not expensive at all. But with how cheap the service is, I think it's pretty cool, right? So at the end of the day, no, I still do think Mint Mobile is a pretty good service. And just a reminder, there's a coupon code that takes 30% off any plan that you apply. So definitely check the link in the description, and also it'll be in a pinned comment. And it'll take you right over to Mint Mobile and get you started. But until next time, I'm Everton, and I do videos Everton's way. Peace.